Today we have the 2021 Cadillac XT6 Premium Luxury. Welcome everyone to the 2021 Cadillac XT6, the three-row SUV just under the Cadillac. And today we're going to take a full detailed look at the exterior, the interior, and we're going to take it for a test drive. And I'm going to let you know exactly what I think about it. This XT6 is priced around $70,000, so keep that in mind. And should you buy this one, the Escalade, or another three-row luxury vehicle? Thank you everyone so much for tuning in. My name is Nolan. I do full reviews on all sorts of different vehicles every week and a variety of other videos. So if you like what you see after you've seen this whole video, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any more, and smash that like button if you like the video. But let's get into it. Okay, let's get started on the exterior details. So first of all, this is the premium luxury trim level, which is a high-end trim level. There is a brand new trim level called the luxury trim, which is entry level and starts around $50,000. So as we explore up front, the grills are going to vary a little bit depending on the trim. You can get the sport trim and get a glossy black grille with different accents, or this luxury or premium luxury with this type of grille, kind of more of a luxurious vibe to it. And Cadillac gives you LED headlights standard. They do a really nice job. And that's the LED daytime running light right there. That vertical design, definitely signature Cadillac. And there's a little light down at the bottom that's actually a cornering lamp. So at night when you turn or signal your blinker, it's gonna illuminate next to the vehicle. And I have a video going over these lights at night if you wanna check that out. But what do y'all think of the design? I like the front end. I think it's sleek without being too pointy and you know, minivan-esque. I think Cadillac did a nice job with this. So let me know down below what you guys think as well. Now this paint color is called Shadow Metallic, and it's an interesting color. It's, you know, similar to a lot of the grays and blues that you see out there, but it's kind of a mixture, and it's fairly dark, but it's got some nice sheen to it as well. And there are a few new paint options for 2021 called Dark Moon Blue Metallic, Infrared Tint Coat, and Wilder. And the base luxury trim is going to give you 18-inch wheels, but our premium luxury and the sport are going to give us 20-inch wheels. So check it out. What do you think right here? I think those wheels look nice. You can get just bright chrome wheels or different wheel designs if you want to, but I think they look good on this size of a vehicle. Now in the mirror, you can see we have the turn signal in the mirror. It's a body color mirror with some black trim on it. This is actually an automatic dimming rearview mirror, or automatic dimming side mirror, which is nice. It can also tilt down in reverse, and it's heated. And then you'll see the trim, like the door handles and the molding trim on the side and the windows, to give you that nice luxurious look, even up on top with those roof rails to kind of give you some nice accent pieces. And dimensionally, this is a pretty good sized vehicle, although it's not as long as the Chevy Traverse. It's about 199 inches long, which is right in the middle of the three-row range. And then coming to the back, you get LED taillights as well with the vertical LED light design. These lights look really cool. That is the blinker. There's no amber blinkers on here. You've got more of that luxurious looking trim, double exhaust, all-wheel drive, and XT6 badging. Now coming to the cargo area, the luxury trim will give you a power gate where you can push a button under around the license plate. You can open it with the key fob, or you can even open it inside. But the sport and the premium luxury give you the hands-free option. All you gotta do is just swipe your foot under there. There will be a Cadillac logo that shines down at night, so that's nice that you can see that. And then as we take a look back here, I've just got my backpack behind the third row, and you can see how tight that is. You could probably fit carry-on suitcases just barely, but nothing stacked up, or no big ones back here, because there's only about 12 cubic feet behind the third row. But you've got a couple of tie downs, you've got a little storage bin over there, and I mean, overall this will work. It's just small behind here. But one good news is that underneath of here, you've got a little hidden cargo area. I love these kinds of little hidden cargo spaces. They're always convenient. And underneath of there, you get a spare tire, so that's always good to see. And the premium luxury and the sport model will both give you power folding seats, or power folding third rows. So you have to push and hold the button though. You can't just push it. But then you get a good amount of space behind the second row, and that's actually really flat. So look at that. That's always nice to have such a flat area. And if you're going to be doing anything else back here, there's a 12-volt power outlet on this left side. The same premium luxury and sport model have power folding second row seats to go down. Depending on how far back those front seats are, they can power fold down, but they cannot power fold up. But that gives you a pretty large floor here. You get almost 80 cubic feet back here. So you've got a nice big area, especially considering the luxury aspect of it. Not all luxury vehicles are meant for space. And then when you're done back here, you can swipe your foot under there again, and it will automatically close for you. So that's nice. Hands-free, open and close. All right, so as we take a look at this key fob, this is the typical General Basic Motors key fob. You've got remote start, you've got a soft liner on here. It's a slim key fob, and it fits in your pocket pretty well. Now the way this works is this button locks it or unlocks it. So depending on what you want, that's all you gotta do. There's no sensor in the back, but these door handles actually illuminate at night. So you've kind of got a nice luxurious entrance. Another nice feature is that when you shut the door, you can turn this off or on, but you can have the car automatically lock if you want it to. So when you walk away or a certain amount of time after, it locks. You just saw the blinker. And as we take a look at these front seats definitely look pretty nice. This is actually the maple sugar interior. So take a look at this. I mean, these seats have just a really nice, rich color to them. You've got the logo, perforations in here. Everything just looks nice. I mean, these seats, they're not over bolstered, they're not super flat either. And these are actually the semi-aniline leather. So we have the platinum package that gives us kind of the best leather, I guess you can say. And the leather definitely does feel nice. This looks good, it feels nice. Even the plastic part of the seat is that same color. And the controls are just basic. You just have two-way lumbar support, just your basic tilt and recline. I'm really surprised we don't have four-way lumbar or even massaging seats like you do on the XT4 that I just saw. At least we still get memory controls, memory settings for the driver's side. The Platinum package also gives us a leather-wrapped console or instrument panel, so that whole dash just looks nice, and there's some micro suede on here too. Take a look at that. In addition to that, with the Platinum package, you even get the same kind of suede headliner. So this headliner is just nice and soft touch, and it just looks really luxurious. That same pattern carries out on the door. You've got leather here, the micro suede here. It's just all pretty nice. And one bonus is that when you start it, with our memory settings, we've got the entry exit system to where the seats can move for you. So it didn't move for me because it was on the wrong driver, but if I push my setting, there we go, my seat moved for me. And I've got to say, I'm not all that comfortable in these seats, especially for a $70,000 luxury vehicle. They don't have anything special, there's no special adjustments. They're a little bit on the firm side. I'm sure they'll soften up because it is the real semi-aniline leather, but still, you'll have to try it out yourself. But at least these seats are 3-tier, heated and ventilated on both sides. The steering wheel is power, tilt, and telescoping. With the button next to the steering wheel, it just does not come out quite as far as I was hoping it would, but it is a power adjustable wheel. All right, let's take a look at the second row. So if you've got a family, if you're gonna have people back here, you might like to see that you get the same treatment on the doors, the micro suede, the same trim, good size armrest, and a bottle holder down there. Now, this is a 7-passenger vehicle standard, but we have the captain's chairs optional. That's a paid upgrade to get those. Otherwise, it will be a bench seat. And as you can see, you still get the same maple sugar seats right here. Semi-aniline in all 3 rows, so that's good to see. Now, right off the bat, behind myself at 5'9", I've got good knee space and good foot space. It's pretty open in the middle, and these seats can scoot forward and backwards. So I just scooted it up all the way, and as you can see, my knees are up against it now, but just keep that in mind for reference when we check out the third row. In addition to scooting forward and backwards, you can also recline quite a ways, so you can get pretty darn comfortable in here. Both seats give us a folding armrest. It's not a ratcheting armrest, but at least you have one. There's no center console in here, it's just wide open, but that makes it easy to pass through. Another treat back here is that you've got your own climate controls, and you can control everything from up front too if you want to turn it off or on. And we have heated outboard seats that are 3-tier with the comfort and air package. And just below that, you get 2 USB charging ports. And then down here you get, check it out, a pull-out tray with the storage bin and 2 cup holders. So that's nice to see. And don't forget, your backseat passengers can get a really nice view of this panoramic roof that comes all the way back here. And let's not forget the heating and air conditioning vents on each side up in the ceiling. Now, getting into the third row, it's not as, straightforward as it should be in some luxury models, you might expect to like push a button, the seat kicks out of the way, really kind of hands-free, but you still have a lever to pull right there that folds the seat forward, and then you can just give it a little push and it gives you some room to get in right there, although it's not a lot of room. All right, now we're back here, and for reference, this seat is all the way back and my legs are pushing into it. Obviously you can sit in the middle, and that one is all the way forward, so you could definitely have it kind of in the middle somewhere of its track and still be able to fit people back here pretty decently. Both sides give you a cup holder and a USB-C charging port. And it's really nice to see the third row also gets its own LED lights and AC vents. And I'm 5'9" sitting up back here, and I can sit up tall. My hair's being a little poofy in the wind today and it's touching, but my head is not digging into the ceiling. So that's good to see. Not a bad third row. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. Foot on the brake, push button start. So as I showed you a little bit earlier, you've got all this trim on the door, the leather on the door, the micro suede and all of that. So you've got a really nice looking door panel. And how about my bottle? I got a different bottle because General Motors bottles holders usually stink, and it fits in here just fine. And then here is the button to open up your rear lift gate. You've also got your electronic parking brake, brightness controls, and head-up display information. And then right in front of us, we get a leather-wrapped steering wheel, which is heated. Just push that button right there. You've got the same kind of little accent trim in here and this little metal trim piece coming through. So you've got a nice, luxurious look to it. And you've got all the necessary controls on here. So this is the updated GM steering wheel. There's no audio controls in the back because we actually have paddle shifters back here. So everything from your cruise control, your phone, to your information and radio controls is all in the front of the steering wheel. I'm happy to report you get rain sensing windshield wipers. And in front of us, this display is an 8-inch display, and it's actually optional. You get real physical gauges left and right, and then the 8-inch display in the middle. I'm kind of surprised that that is not more extravagant or anything like that, but it gives you a lot of information. So using your steering wheel, you can go through all of this stuff. Let me show you. So these are all of the things that you can choose whether you want to have displayed or not. So you can customize it, and there's so much information, vehicle information, or you can even just have a blank page. Or you can use the arrows on the steering wheel and go over to your music, your navigation. Takes a minute to get out of the navigation screen, and then phone. And then night vision is at night, to where it actually tracks and looks for objects beyond your headlights. Now I actually have a little bit of experience using night vision. In my night video, I had night vision going, and it actually picked up a cow. When I was coming to an intersection, a cow was off in the distance into the field. So it picked that up when I couldn't see it. So that was pretty cool. And as we come over to the middle, another kind of disappointing thing with the screens here is that this is the standard screen. This is 8 inches. There's no larger option available. I mean, you have some room on the sides, but you still just get an 8-inch screen. So you might just think that you're in a Chevy Traverse. But on the side, you'll see you've got parking sonars. You've actually got the parking assist system. So let me put it in drive. You can push that, and this is touchscreen on the side, and it can help you parallel or perpendicular park. And you can see over there, it helps you search for an open spot. You can turn off your auto stop start over here, and then over there is your lane keeping system button. So you have that button over there. And the home screen can be, you can touch it, you can move it like that, or you can actually use the little touchpad, or it's not touchpad, but little dial down below, which I'll show you in a second. There's a lot that you can do. Just like a phone, you can actually, touch and then drag stuff around, kind of like your phone home screen. But we also have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto on here, and this is actually wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. I love the fact that it's wireless because there's a little slot right here to tuck your phone in, and that's a wireless slot. So you can wirelessly charge your phone, or you can have something plugged into it like this back here, feeding up through the bottom of it if you just want your phone plugged in too. But out of sight, out of mind, I like that location. That works really well. And then down here you get dual zone climate control. We've got 3-tier heated and ventilated seats, and this looks just like it did up there. It looks like touchscreen, but it's not. You actually have to push. It's a button. So it's kind of weird. It kind of has a cheap plasticky feel to it, but at least you have dual zone climate control. Down here, you've kind of got this, this faux stitching, this injection molded material here, which is nice. This is a decent spot for a little bit of storage. The shifter is unique, so it reverts back to the same position all the time, drive or reverse. But we're in reverse now, and take a look at this. This surround view camera is absolutely excellent. I mean, it's crystal clear. You can see the vehicle right there. You can change views all around. You can even see next to the tire, front or back tire. It's just a really nice backup camera in general. Top down right there. It's perfect. I mean, this surround view camera is one of my favorites because of how many views that we have. Then down here, this is another way you can control your touchscreen. So you can use this dial to spin, move it side to side, push buttons, shortcut for audio, nav, phone, back button, and a volume button right there. So I really like to see that. And it's in an okay spot. I would definitely change things up a little bit because this armrest is a little bit elevated, so it's a little bit of a drop down for the wrist. Wrist being flexed down is not the most ergonomic, but it's okay. And then bottle test. I even brought my skinnier bottle today because I give General Motors so much crap about their cup holders. They're small, they don't accommodate different size drinks. It's just one hole, and this doesn't even fit in there securely. I mean, it just doesn't go down all the way. Behind there, you've got traction control and your drive modes. It has all-wheel drive. It'll start in tour mode, which is front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, sport, or even off-road mode. And then this armrest right here, it doesn't slide forward or anything, but it's in a pretty good spot to be able to rest your hand on there, so that works good. Lift it up, like I showed you, you've got a couple charging ports, and it's softly lined, and there's a light inside of here too. Cadillac gives us a locking and softly lined and soft opening glove box. Another nice little feature is this split center console area. So you've got a nice little rubber liner under there, and there's a 12-volt power outlet. So extra little hidden storage space. Another feature I really like and appreciate on Cadillac is the fact that you have an automatic dimming rearview mirror, as you'd expect, but you also have this mirror camera. Now there's a camera at the back of the vehicle, like the backup camera, that can show you behind you. So check it out. You can have this running all the time. You can adjust the brightness, you can zoom in and out, you can move it up and down depending on what you're looking at, and it's just really handy because it gives you excellent visibility out the back. And one extra little goodie is with the washer package, you've got a camera washer. And the head-up display in front of us works pretty nice, but it's kind of plain and on the small side, but you can dictate what information is on there. Now, one other thing that you can see with our center display is that we have a speaker grill that's got the Bose audio system. This is an optional 14 speaker Bose audio system. Now, in another set of videos, I've been taking audio samples with binaural audio, so plug your headphones in and let's take a listen to this Bose sound system. And then up above, you won't find a sunglass holder, but you'll find garage controls, and we've got LED lights right here. And I like how you actually touch the light, so you don't have to search around for a small button or anything like that. And as you saw in the back, you've got that panoramic roof going overhead, so that's always nice. And then visibility looking out the back, not too bad because it is a little bit of a boxier vehicle compared to some. Now under the hood, there actually is a change because we have a trim level. The luxury trim gets the base 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo with 237 horsepower. But this premium luxury and the sport both will get this direct injected 3.6-liter V6 with 310 horsepower and 271 pound-feet of torque, paired with a 9-speed automatic transmission, and it's actually pretty peppy. Miles per gallon on this all-wheel drive model drops a little compared to the front-wheel drive, which you'll get 17 city and 24 on the highway, which is a little bit low, but not terrible for this size of a vehicle either. Now, as we get going into our test drive, another unique feature is that the seatbelt will actually automatically tighten up for you. That's part of this package that we have. But getting into the drive, I'm just gonna kind of give you my first quick impressions, and then I'll put the camera on my head and go through that point of view drive. But my first impression hopping in here is that, first of all, I've driven this before, but it feels nice and smooth and, you know, fairly soft riding. This engine is somewhat peppy, if you want to call it that. This V6 and this 9-speed are responsive together, but I'll definitely have more to say about that in a little bit. I wish these seats were a little bit more comfortable, but the ride is comfortable. And we actually have an adaptive suspension. So the suspension is constantly changing a little bit, stiffening, softening to the road surfaces and the inputs that we give it. So it'll give you the best ride / handling for the money here. On a day-to-day driving basis, you know, there's really not a lot you can complain about this. It is still very similar to the Chevy Traverse. I would say this is softer riding, but there are some complaints that I have and some things that I really like about it too. But let's go ahead and throw that camera on and get going. All right, y'all, let's get going on this drive. So I kind of gave you some first impressions, but now if you really want to get a good sense of what it's like to drive the XT6, then stay tuned, stick around. We'll take some corners. I'll talk about road noise, acceleration, things like that, and even just kind of the daily driving aspect of ergonomics in here too. So this V6 is naturally aspirated instead of turbocharged, so it's a little bit more traditional feeling. If you've never driven a turbocharged engine, you get power and torque pretty quick without having to really get on the accelerator, whereas with a naturally aspirated engine here, you push down and it takes a little bit to get that power, but usually you get more power. So depends what your cup of tea is. And this V6 with the 9-speed overall has been pretty smooth. There's been some time slowing down where there's some clunkiness, some jerkiness, but overall it's been pretty smooth. And this 9-speed with that XT4 I recently drove was really smooth during my time. Now we're just going about 50. Let me go ahead and floor it as if you're gonna pass somebody. So you definitely get some good power. It just took a while. It took some time for it to kick down. But that was just in normal touring mode. I'll put it in sport mode in a little bit. But in terms of handling and the overall steering feel, there's a little bit of body lean in here, but it's really not too bad. I mean, this Cadillac is composed driving. And like I said earlier, we get a continuous damping suspension. So it's going to give you optimal ride and handling in any road situation or whatever you're doing to it. You have paddle shifters. Personally, I haven't really used them. The only time I ever would use them on this vehicle is probably if I'm going to engine brake going down a hill. But let me change the drive mode, sport mode. We'll get on it in just a second. But the steering feel is good. It's not heavy, it's not lightweight, it's right in the middle. You hear that sound? There's definitely some sound that comes out of here. It seemed like sport mode enhanced that sound a little bit too. Yeah, I can hear it right now. You know, Cadillac launched this XT6 with like a crew ready marketing campaign, you know, kind of a badass campaign, like it's a, you know, something like that. And I guess the sport mode kind of gives you a little bit of that sound. But as we're sitting here, ergonomics I think is pretty good. I just don't like how this is a little bit too low, but it's still really easy to use. The dash material is nice, the ultra suede material is nice, heated steering wheel, heated ventilated seats. The seats just aren't quite as comfortable as I wanted, and I really like this camera. I'll turn that off just so that's not distracting. But auto stop start is a little bit nitpicky and delayed. But from here in sport mode, quick shifter too. Definitely quick going through those. I'm gonna put it back in normal mode. And one complaint that I want to give you is road noise. I'm not on the usual rough textured road that I do that on, but I took my decibel ratings and I looked at the decibel ratings I had from the XT6 I had last year, and they were pretty much the same. But there's just more road noise and more noise in general that gets in here than there should be for a $70,000 luxury vehicle. Now, I'd love to hear your feedback on that too, but my decibel ratings definitely don't lie about that. And ride comfort, I would say a lot of you are probably going to like this for its ride comfort. Ride comfort is good. I mean, you can hit some bumps and not be completely upset and disturbed with them, and it's really not that bad. It's pretty darn comfortable. It's a very good combination of the way it drives, handling, and ride comfort. So let's go ahead and wrap things up on this XT6. So to wrap things up on this 2021 Cadillac XT6, overall I think Cadillac did a nice job with it. I think the styling looks good, the interior layout is very nice. There are a couple things that I wish were better though. I wish that this was a little bit more luxurious, at least had more plushness in the seats, maybe a couple more adjustments for the seats or features in general, but there's still a lot to like about it. I mean, I don't think it's fair to really say this is a budget Escalade, because that Escalade is kind of on another level. But if you want a comfortable cruiser with a soft ride and a lot of features, maybe this is your option. Let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to smash that like button. It really helps me out. And subscribe if you want to see more. Have a great day.